Well, it's too late because I already hit the go live button. So now we're going live, and the people are watching, and I can't just leave Rob here all by himself. Who knows what happens?
I would totally.
All of you guys behind the camera are here. I don't know if there's anybody there.
I'll be on Facebook or do Facebook on here out there.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night. I think we're live. Do you think we're live, Rob? Should I go to the thing to see if we're on the camera? Yeah, shit, we're live on Facebook, baby.
We've been live for 12 minutes.
There we go. There we go. Now we're live. What's going on, everybody? It's Bookkeeping Beer and BS. Live.
There's no black line between us.
Location.
Yes, indeed.
Rob hooked us up with some tall boys, and classy beer Rob here joined the Busch Light Club and got us some big ones. And you know what's like? I've had a 24-ounce beer before, but never a fucking 25-ounce beer. That's the real deal.
It's a 1 ounce. That's a big difference.
I'm going to have to pee that one extra time. So anyway, we're live from BBB. This is the origin of Bookkeeping Beer and BS. You are only watching this because of BBB, which stands for Business, Bourbon, and Bullshit. And it's a bunch of business owners. Well, there's a bunch of yahoos behind the camera here. We got about 30 dudes at Business, Bourbon, and Bullshit. And it's just a mastermind where we get a bunch of business owners together, the right people in the room. We do some activities, we do some thoughts. But the big thing is just getting out of our business, provoking ideas, thoughts, collaborations, ideas, and picking and choosing the best things that we can take back and work on in our businesses. So I haven't missed one of them early on due to COVID. Rob, this is your first one. Can you hit us with some initial impressions, what you're getting out of the BBB, and what you're going to do about it?
It's the self-proclaimed unconvention. It was definitely that way. I had, quite frankly, had no idea what I was getting into, but
it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, there should be some good people there. I mean, Dan's going to be there, so like, finally,
so there's still good chances of some good folks.
I heard that Bobby Walker might be here, and I heard that he was like exiled from the show or something, or I heard that he just did something out of control one night, and like unbecoming of the BBB.
JC's in. He says, "Hi, gentlemen," and Rob.
Yeah, thanks, JC.
Appreciate that, JC.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're correct. Lev, we missed you, buddy. I made the comment the first day we were here that I felt like we were missing our Russian. Lev is the Russian representative.
Gotcha.
Brings a lot of diversity to the group and is just a fucking badass dude.
Instead of just Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe's the only other person that brings diversity to the group. But anyway, carry on. I cut you off.
Yeah, so it's been fun. Come out here again, meet with people, meet a bunch of guys that are obviously doing some big things in business all over the country, and way more intimate than most of the other conventions.
Yeah, I don't. You mentioned it. I don't think I've talked about it on this show before, but BBB is kind of the anti-convention. There's no sales pitch. There's no get you hyped up on dopamine and try to get everybody to buy something at the end of it. It's just getting a bunch of business owners together to drink and have a good time and unwind so that you can get good ideas flowing and share those good ideas and figure out how to start and invest in new things and collaborate on stuff. Jeremy Brook chimes in. He says, "Very disappointed in you, Dan, for the invite. How did Rob get invited?" That's a great question. I don't know. I actually don't know how Rob got invited. But if you get that Caleb Wininger tattoo on your back and his hair looks fucking splits, that's like pretty ticket, I feel like. If you get that Caleb tattoo on your back. Not like a tramp stamp style tattoo though, Jeremy. Like it's got to be like maybe like a back shoulder thing. I don't think Jeremy would like the low back area.
If you get a TRT, one you might be able to get invited too. Or maybe if it's Bobby Walker's in charge of sending you an invite, it just may get like lost in the mail. And I think that was supposed to happen like 2 cycles ago.
We got there's Derek Davis. I don't know, some Derek Davis dude chimed in. I've never heard of him before. Probably a douchebag.
Hey, look at this guy.
So
Clay, Derek, have you heard that? Clay nodded when I said that. He's sitting right here, so I don't know what.
Just for the record, I've invited everyone that I've wanted to invite.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Jerry.
We got Debbie Sardone in the mix.
Oh,
the home cleaning queen.
Debbie, my wife and my daughter and I are coming. Yeah, we're coming to your event. Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait.
Did you use my link? You probably did not use my link.
My wife did it. Blame Melissa.
No, I'm blaming you, Bobby.
Bobby, go invite Candace.
I blame
She
you
needs
for
to pay
everything.
attention to this now.
Derek acknowledged your aware. Well, Clay's not even
Oh,
listening.
hey, Derek.
Just like normal, Clay's not listening to you, Derek.
No,
So.
Clay and I were just talking, and Derek, one message for you. Right there, buddy. Right. Oh, right there. I'm looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah.
And there's that one. But that's.
Can I stand here? Is this cool?
That's actually the best look I've seen from you in quite a while, Bob. This is what a show looks like when you're just live on location and just recapping the event. We're not going to teach a lot of stuff. I want to hit on questions if anybody has questions. But I think the important thing, and Debbie has an awesome event coming up. I want to say like the back half of the second full week of April. We'll be there with Blue Skies talking about recruiting stuff, talking about bookkeeping stuff. And if you don't have that fraternity, that sorority, that group of business owners that you get with to unwind, share good ideas with, have a good time with, and like pull down the barriers so you can actually like dive into your businesses and you're not just solving everybody else's problems, but you get to work on your own. There's just nothing better than pulling down those barriers and getting to work on it. I've got a couple ideas that I gained from today, and I don't want to like give away the full idea because that's something for just the people that are here and to get, but I do want to like share some of the tidbits and stuff that I took away that I can use immediately. You got anything that you want to hit on before I like start going into a thing?
I'll just say for those of you who know me, and JC, if you're still watching, you've called me a CRM something that's for hire. But it's interesting hearing guys working and having success with different CRMs, and ultimately you have to realize that no matter what, none of them are perfect. None of them work great for everybody. Find a way to make something work well enough for you and, go from there.
So, Derek, I assume he was talking about Bobby said it's hard to take you serious with that amateur hour beard. Had to be Bobby's beard. Now he's busy doing other things.
He's styling it. He'll come back with it braided in a little bit.
Jeremy Brook, yeah, Ryan is here. He's not here. I don't know exactly where he's at. We only got like less than a third of the folks here right now. Everybody else is out to dinner and stuff like that. Rob and I just had some beer to drink, some big beers. Now I'm even bigger. Like I can't just keep going. It's like beanstalk. So one of the exercises that we do at this is bookkeeping beer, yes. At business, bourbon, and bullshit. Which I think we're like, there's not even any bourbon here. We're just gonna
find
pick out the beer. The two are merging.
We had bourbon at the event.
Oh yeah, we did have some bourbon there. You had beer. One of the exercises that we do is everybody's got to share a $10,000 idea, something that everybody could take and implement and get $10,000 tomorrow if they did this thing right. Or an investment that they made, their best investment over the last year. And that usually turns into a $10,000 idea because there's a thing with it. Is there something else?
Collaboration.
Oh,
Or worst investment.
Which might be the same thing, collaboration. Part of the beauty of getting, like I said, 30 business owners together is you just get some phenomenal collaborations. I know there's a soft washing business that's getting put together with 3 of the folks here in a new location. One guy had the capital, one guy had the expertise, and another guy had the labor. And boom, they started a business together that would have never started with something like this. The thing I presented on, so when it got to my turn, and I don't mind sharing that one with all of you.
The absolute last turn because Bobby screwed him.
Yeah. Somehow I got off of the agenda, and so as we were wrapping up, I had the question of, is there a reason I got left off of the agenda? So I got to be the closing comments. So I'll share my best investment. That was my thing. It kind of turns into a $10,000 idea. And Andy Mashur, if you're watching, shout out to my business partner in Minneapolis. So a few years ago, I realized I am not the best window cleaning business operator. But I was running a window cleaning business as well as some cleaning businesses and this admin business. And so we just have a lot of stuff going on. Andy and I were competitors in Minneapolis. But you know those competitors that you just know, like, and trust, and if you need something, they're the person you're going to call and vice versa. So Andy and I had that relationship. If we needed chemical and he had it, we'd borrow from him. If he was short on guys or leads or, like we were missing something, we were sharing it. And there was a point in time, and I don't know if I told Andy this or if he knows like when this really materialized for me, but we had 2 pressure washers go down in like a day, and we had a ton of pressure washing on the schedule the next day. We ended up just going and buying some small rigs, but I asked Andy, like, hey, you guys got anything that we can put to use? And he's like, actually, I'm not in town right now, but let me text you my garage code. My truck is in there with the soft wash rig, and I got the trailer right behind it. Grab them both. Literally, my competitor said, I'm going to give you the code to my house, and you can go grab $60,000 worth of gear and get your work done. That's my competitor. So I knew immediately who I wanted to be in business with. Somebody that doesn't have a scarcity mindset, somebody that's in it for everybody, and is just a giver. That's a person I want to be in business with. So at one point, we tried to buy Andy's business and kind of roll them into ours, and we couldn't find the right deal, and it didn't materialize. And that was at Business Bourbon and Bullshit. We talked about it with them, and we couldn't make it happen. It didn't go together. It didn't work out. And that was fine. We didn't have hard feelings about it. I stayed engaged with Andy. And then last winter in February, I met him down at ResponsiCon, and I said, hey, Andy, you love running a window cleaning business, right? Yep. I said, I don't love it, and I'm not that good at it. I like it. I don't love it. I do love this bookkeeping stuff and talking shop and being a CFO for our businesses, but I don't want to be the operator of these businesses. And if you want to be an operator of a business, I've got another one that you could run, and we could put them together. And so what Andy and I figured out is that I could buy his business and put him in charge of the whole thing. He would have equity, he would get a big salary, and he'd be running a business basically 3 times bigger, right off the cuff. So that was what we did. We figured out how to make it happen. Now he's making more money. He's running an awesome business and growing it, selfishly for us and our business partners too. He's winning and we're winning. We're all winning together, and that's a lot of fun. But what's even, maybe not even cooler, equally cool, is that had that not happened, we would have 20 bookkeeping clients, and I'd be making a little bit of money on that, but I'd probably be still really engaged in window cleaning. Instead, I have 120 bookkeeping clients and adding more and adding more and adding more because I get to focus on what I'm really good at and love helping business owners with their finances and helping them make better business decisions. That would have never happened without a Business Bourbon and Bullshit to meet Andy at, take the barriers down, think creatively about what's best for both of us, and collaborate on some stuff. So that was my investment, $10,000 idea. And my collaboration is finding out who your competitors are that are awesome, and where you're like, I don't even know if I want to compete with them because they're just freaking great, and I really like them. And how can we work together and both focus on what we're really good at and run an even bigger thing and make more money together than we would separately, bash against each other. So that was my big one.
And so Andy, if you're watching, he's giving you a big hug and a pat on the back. He says, "Thank you, bud."
Oh yeah.
Got a couple questions. Did you guys do any workshops? Yes.
I can even prove it. I wrote some things down. Got a lot on that page right there. Oh, one of my big gains from the last one was that I ice fish a lot with Ben and his family. Not like my best buddy, my fishing buddy, I met at the last meeting. So yeah, you're my best fishing buddy. Yeah. Maybe even my best buddy, but I don't want to say that because then it makes it sound really gay. I'm not that good. Not in a bad way.
Thank you.
Derek Davis, serious question. How long could your business run if you were to be going on a trip like this? It's for anyone in the room there with you.
I've had 0 days. 0 days. 0.
Right? How many fingers you could be gone?
I think I can be gone off the bed for 3 months, I think. And
3 months?
I think I can do that.
Probably 6 months, yeah.
Thanks to my business partner. My business is running without me right now.
Yeah. What's your business partner? That's the question. I would say I gotta check in on the newer things, but our home cleaning and window cleaning businesses can run without me for weeks. I check in with the operator once a week. Anyway, we have a call just to check in on what's going on and what I can help with, which is usually but our admin stuff, the only thing I gotta poke my head into is bookkeeping, just because we have so much going on. But other than that, trying to get better at delegating and pushing people to do what they're really good at is not the best. What else?
Not as long as I like it to. I've certainly put it through a couple stress tests when I had COVID, and I was able to take some strips every once in a while. A couple days out, we finally got office person back in position, so we've got people doing sales, plenty of people doing production. So worst case scenario, we're just scheduled further out. Still working on building a lot of those systems, getting more people fully trained, so that they can essentially get that entrepreneurial mindset of what do we do if this happens? How do we handle this situation? What's the current play?
Corey, we should do another workers' comp episode pretty soon. It's been a while since we did a workers' comp breakdown, and I feel like that content is always relevant. We might regurgitate some things, but we got newer people jumping in this all the time.
Yep.
One of the things that I found as far as being able to leave that I suck at, and because I have to like delegate it, and it takes the right person to do this, but I am not good at building processes, and having good processes is directly correlated to your ability to leave for a period of time. Because if you have processes that people can follow and have less problem solving for them to do on the easy things, and they just can follow a certain process, that buys you freedom. And the worst at building processes, I don't like processes. I don't like building processes. I'm too like entrepreneurial that I get annoyed when things are like running smoothly, even though I know that's what my employees want. So I will break things to like fuck with them because I can't help myself. So like what I found is I need other people that enjoy building and or running processes to do those things so that it keeps me out of their way. And the more I have them building the processes and running the day-to-day stuff, the more freedom I have to go think of new processes for them to build. And they like that, and I like that. And I'd say there's a massive correlation there.
Boy, that's a long one. Yeah, especially with the craziness of the market right now, I can touch on other areas as well. Most business owners are seeing 10 to 15% increases on the liability, property, and auto side. These cat losses are really taking a toll. I have some suggestions to work around.
Well, there's long, somebody's got long toes over there.
They're really long.
Those are like hands. Let me see. Let me get that on film. You won't touch it. Oh, come all the way away. It's the grossest thing that's bookkeeping gear.
Wow. It was bad enough when Bobby's face was over here. We've got his toes on him.
They're equally hurt to his face.
Absolutely.
Corey, let's do next Wednesday or the Wednesday after or something. Let's do A, we should just get together and drink together, and this is a good place to do it.
Yep.
And B, you have good value in your brain.
Must be robbed.
Corey grew up with me. He knows I'm a cheap ass. He knows I would never buy something like that or like that.
Yeah.
Or like any of that stuff.
A built-in microwave. That's way beyond the kind of budget.
It's an Airbnb in Nashville. Yeah, you're right. It's it might as well be robbed.
It's kind of cool because
It's hoity-toity.
the top of the house is like this high, and the next one's this high. It says no jumping. But you're like, but I got to try to jump over. So at some point, something like that's going to happen.
I was gonna say, it's like they must not know that it's a bunch of dudes staying here because if you tell us not to do something, you're gonna get a direct result that is opposite of what you're.
And especially because you have them like this, but then there's a roof that goes like this, so you could just like run, start, and just completely jump over. And I'm Mr. Anderson, so it works, you know. Like, so I'll throw my thing out because Dan already did his. Was to hire a driver. And everybody,
I like that one.
everybody was like, oh, that's ridiculous. What? And they're like, It's kind of cool, like in this situation where you've got most of the people are running at least $500,000 to multiple $1 million companies, multiple crews. You've got sales reps. You've got different people in that situation where, and JC, if you're still watching this, you're well aware that we've done this, and it's been quite frankly fun and successful to do that, not necessarily every single day, but to have somebody allow your salesperson to be able to continue selling while somebody else is driving. So that also shortens their work day, allows them to get more done during those working hours, be safer, and to just continue to hopefully, again, close more jobs, especially when it comes out at Christmas lights, being able to do more there.
The most labor-intensive project process.
Nice. Corey's already got some content going for next week. Rob, do you have what is the math, or do you have the math on how many more appointments? Like if that person, so the salesperson has a driver, that means for, if in an 8-hour day, 2 hours of it is driving, that salesperson is gaining 2 hours of productivity, which is either following up with leads or maybe booking another appointment that they otherwise wouldn't have gotten. What's the incremental addition that those, like, how many hours of drive time do they now have productive? And how many more, what's like, does the close rate go up? Does the number of appointments go up? What, like, mathematically is happening to make it?
So when obviously depending on your drive time, depending on how far you're going and things, I typically look at basically 7 or 8 to 10 or so quotes is about what somebody can do, especially on pre-assigned leads and everything. But by having somebody else as a driver, then I would do 12 to 15 quotes a day. And if all you're doing is closing one more job and your average ticket's $500 or $600, or even if it's $300, you do that twice a week, that covers the cost of the driver. You're not going to have a driver for 40 hours a week. It's some kind of really quick math, and quite frankly, and you have to figure out how we can make it literally so that the driver, or sorry, the salesperson actually would be compensating the driver, because it is in their best interest to have somebody literally drive them around to get those extra appointments, to be able to follow more. And I used it because we didn't have a salesperson at the time. So I was doing all the estimates and sales. And then also still trying to run a large portion of the business, handling questions, responding to emails and all that stuff. And obviously, if you're doing that, you go do the quote, you give them the information, you try to put in your CRM, you get distracted by Facebook or distracted by an email, and then all those other things stop you from being productive. And then you're like, oh my God, it's been 15 minutes, let me go ahead and drive to the next job. Versus if Dan's my driver, I finish the quote and Dan's driving and I'm going, they're like calling, hey, can we go and get your schedule? Do another thing. Is that it? Yeah. Closer.
Spitballs.
Yes. There we go. There you go. The official sound effects.
That's good.
I
do need some sound effects. I'm gonna legitimize this show by making sound effects. So that was quite. So let me hit you with one other idea. This was a $10,000 idea that I had at the last one, and it worked so good for one of our other guys. And I've actually had this in the show, so if you didn't see that, I'm gonna just regurgitate it because it's nothing new, it's nothing proprietary, and I have an affiliate link. So
that was him winking for anybody online that doesn't know.
I didn't have a small seizure. That was I might have a small seizure, but if I didn't, it was also a wink. So our best lead producing ROI thing is called Go Lead Guys, and it's done by Some Marketing, OXSOME.com /BSS. I'll put it in the comments for you. Go get it. I'll tell you a little bit about what they do here.
BSS.
Are you typing it in?
Typing it in right now. Can you see right there? There you go.
All right, then I'm not going to type it in since you're typing it in.
No, I've typed it in so I can sign up for it.
Oh, geez. Well, I would type it in.
Do it.
Put it in here. Oh, every time you hit the dot, it does like the autocorrect. Oxum.com /BSS. So what's really cool about what Oxum does, they have a few different things, and I had Jason on the show. He's actually up in Minneapolis by me, which is even cooler. I get to go have a beer with him at some point here. So Go Lead Guys, yeah, that's the thing. So Go Lead Guys is the thing that we started with them, which is they troll Facebook, Nextdoor, social media sites for conversations tied to your keywords: power washing, window cleaning, pest control, you name it, junk removal, blah blah blah. And when a conversation gets started, what's up, man? We got more control. Have you guys ever been on TV before?
No.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like celebrities now on this show.
Viewers we got.
We got like 11 billion right now. Oh, that's classy. Good stuff. We tried. Your wife was looking for you. She's in trouble. She's off now. Yeah.
Are we talking clogs?
No, we're talking buckets. 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 Where are you?
5 buckets.
Get your 5 buckets. This is like KFC. Did you pay 5 bucks for 2 baby? Oh, I just broke my watch. No, I didn't.
It's a magnet. You're good.
Well, I mean, it's gonna slide in there. It's not just a magnet.
It's a
So anyway, what the hell is, so Go Lead Guys is the thing that you're using from them first, which is basically them trolling your social media sites, finding conversations with your keywords, and then they pay influencers in those markets to insert themselves in the conversations and refer you. So it's a software that gathers the conversation up and sends it to their affiliate, their influencer. The influencer refers you. So they only take one client in every market. They can't be referring different companies, obviously. And then they send you the leads, and it's like $500 a month is what we pay them, and then we just get leads after leads after leads. Now, some of them are a little out of your area, some of them maybe are ready to convert, but you get so many that your ROI is just freaking unstoppable. So that works great. I know they're like 70% tapped out, but I don't know, if they're tapped out in pest control or if they're tapped out in junk removal or, power washing or home cleaning. There's so many different industries that you can be tapping into that they might not be tapped out of. So check out Go Lead Guys, see if it's available in your core area. It is by far the best ROI thing that we have. Now, the thing we haven't tried with them, but we're fixing to, if I use my southern vocab, right after I have a Coke, what do they call it? Coke? Do they call it Coke?
No, that's in Pennsylvania.
No, down south, everything's a Coke. Anyway, so the other thing that they do is they have a program for, I'll call it the speed leads. The home advisors, the dumb cats, and Angie's, where it's a speed game. You're the first person to call that lead. You got to achieve them within, which is hard for you to do if you're out in the field. It's even hard for your office manager to do. Like when we sell a window clean, we're on the phone for 15 minutes getting everything done. And if a home advisor lead comes in while we're on the phone, or we have another call to make, there's no way we're getting to that home advisor lead fast enough to set up an appointment with them, or even get close to closing them, and it's just going to be a waste of our money because home advisor is charging multiple people for that lead, right? And then they're just not asking for it. So one person is going to win it. Now, what they do is they have access to your account. When your leads come in, it goes into a queue that's like an auction system. And they have hundreds of people that can call on that lead on your behalf and book an appointment for you. And basically, like, it goes under a certain dollar amount in this auction system. And the longer it sits out there, the more they pay somebody else to jump on that lead. So they have hundreds of admin people, mostly overseas, that will call and set up that appointment for you and get an estimate scheduled. So it works better for in-person estimates is what my perception of it. But you don't have to worry about chasing those speed leads because there's an auction system that makes sure that it never sits out there longer than a few minutes, because the longer it sits out there, the more they pay somebody to go get it. And so at some point, somebody's gonna be like, I'll take that money to go chase that lead. And that person only makes the money if they get appointments. They don't get paid for long lead. They have to send a customer appointment. And now you're in. If your close rate is 60% and you're gonna pay $10 for that lead, like that's gonna be a great source of revenue for us. We haven't done it yet. I have a love-hate relationship with it. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a love-hate. It's like a relationship with it. But I think this could change it to a love-mid relationship, maybe, which would be a huge game.
Love. So Derek, just as far as your numbers there, one.
We gotta read that question.
All right.
What are we talking about here?
So Derek says if a driver costs, let's say $500 a week, that's $2,000 a month. If you profit 20%, then it takes $10,000 of work to cover that driver per month. Food for thought. I could also be completely wrong because I'm a dumb window cleaner. Derek, I'm not going to get into window cleaners on there. But here's the thing. You don't need to hire individuals to be full time. I'm still going to be driving myself to work. For the sales guy, they come in and this person that may be driving them, again, we find somebody, one that is not super duper talker. Because if they is my driver, we're going to be bullshitting the whole time driving.
Guys, there's too many combos going on now. I mean,
Keep talking over there. Got a couple of really quick. Let's do like this.
I don't bring my good mic with me. We're gonna do this. How's that? Is that audio better? Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
I think people are probably still hearing a lot of bopping. He's just really loud. He is loud and he is aimed at us.
He really is. Actually, his mouth is.
So while Dan's figuring out the noisiness of our bass,
Usually Ben's last, but definitely Bobby's last.
if you have somebody doing the driving for a couple days a week, and again, this is not going to be full time, but if you've got somebody. And real quick math was basically, even if you just look at it at a 25% close rate, $550 average ticket. Our average ticket's about $650, and certainly, guys, if you should have a higher close rate of greater than 25%, and certainly, if you're able to spend more time on the phone talking to somebody, and say, "Hey, Dan, don't you want to use our services?" They're like, "Yeah. Can you bring me some beer?" And we're like, "Yeah, there we go. Let's do business. There we go." Share. That should result in more close rates, a higher percentage close rate. But even again, at 25%, if you're doing basically 8 to 10 estimates a day, and you can now get that up to 12 to 14, close an extra $550 job. Basically, you're going from 2.5 to 3.5 jobs being closed. That's $2,000 versus $1,300. That adds up, and obviously that difference, certainly the profit margin, yes, we do want to consider that. But for that salesperson, now they get to the end of the week, and if they're closing basically essentially $2,000 a day for $1,300 a day, you're talking what, $6,500 versus versus $10,000.
For everybody that wants to know what's going on in the background, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background.
We're being spied on by the one and only Eric Tower.
Right now.
That's why the audio is jacked up. Thanks, Eric.
How are we doing? Nice. That's good.
Didn't you guys say so?
Yeah,
I think so.
so fun.
So it's live. It's like a live radio show. It's like a live TV. I mean, it is a live show, but it's like live at BBB. So yeah, there's some background noise. That's what we're doing. We're in the mix. We could go hide, but then we wouldn't be in the mix at an event, and it would take away from the live atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing. Trevor said, "Is this now?" And I don't know what he meant because it's definitely not now. So
Turn the TV off in the background. The TV's name is Bobby Walker Live.
yeah, the TV's name is called Bob. He's loud. He's a loud son of a gun. Is this now? Hey, but it sounds like I switched speakers or microphones and it's better. So we'll take it. What else we got going on?
I don't know, man. It was a cool place to go to too.
Oh yeah,
The standard's pretty legit.
the joint that we go to. I've talked a little bit about it on the show before, but it's a private club in Nashville, and
Very private.
it's so Mike Delkey, who's one of my business partners, but also like runs BBB and is part owner of BBB. He's kind of the brainchild. He's the brainchild. So he's a member of it. I like that.
That's the beard lady.
So Delky's a member there, so that we can do this event there. And it houses about 30 people in the back. So we got like a private room, and there's a few private bars in there, cigar bars, tons of crazy animal mounts, which I'm all about since I'm a total northern redneck. What's like fascinating is that you're kind of in a place. Not fascinating. I'm not a celebrity. Like I could give a shit about famous people, except for Rob. I'm pretty jazzed up by Rob. But like at any point in time, a country star or a national predator hockey player could walk past you, and like you're encouraged, to act like a normal human being around them, right? So like, there's no fanboy, there's no fangirl. Like you just got to be normal around people because they're trying to get away from fans, right? They're trying to be in a club where they could not be recognized, and so it's just kind of cool to be in that place. And you're like grabbing a beer.
They're going to be recognized, but not to be bothered. I mean, like that was the key. Was like, hey, can I go say hi to so and so? They're like, you must ask permission first. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I especially like the little urinal cigar humidor thing. Yeah, there's like this little like mini closet, like but the closet door is like a little glass
door that opens up
for a urinal, and it's on the way to the cigar. Yeah. It's kind of an interesting setup, but it is kind of a dude's type of club, so they just got like random urinals around as necessary to take care of business. Gary says ideas on Google My Business ad versus Google AdWords. I mean, they're hitting on different things. One is kind of like SEO, organic. Google My Business is really focused on more organic drive, and Google Ads is to try to catch the people that are going to click before they scroll down far enough to get to you for organic stuff. Google My Business is really only popping up as a result of them either clicking on your ad, clicking on your SEO, but it obviously helps driving your SEO, or they have to direct search you to get to that and like have you pop up there. So I mean, I think it's two complementary but totally different things.
He's got a lot of words to say. Yes.
What was the question?
Hi,
I mean,
guys.
it wasn't a yes or no question. It was ideas on them.
Yeah, but the answer is yes.
I'll be answering the questions from here on out.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Thanks, Trebek.
Hey, if Rob,
Where are you?
Hold on,
Indoors.
Rob. If you and I sit up, no, hold on, no, don't flag his head. We just sit up a little bit more. Now he's heady. He's just heady.
You want me to tell
That
that?
guy.
Maybe not on here.
No, I'll tell them here.
No, because I feel like there's
Hey, over there needs to know. We could go live and show everybody
I'm
else.
not. I don't tell the heady story to an unworthy crowd.
You're right.
Like not
Could
everyone gets here.
I feel like we could keep this rolling, and we could get the heady story going over there, and I will keep this going.
Sorry, no Jaeger.
Tune in.
No Jaeger.
Or you just want to give
Derek
it to
Davis
this?
says no
No,
Jaeger.
I'm not giving it to these people.
No Jaeger.
Oh, I see. You don't want that.
That's what Derek-
These people aren't worthy of petty story, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're probably right.
Lunches.
Uh,
No trouble ever happen because of
People
lunch.
don't want. You know what I mean?
They gotta want the heady story.
So-
They gotta be asking for the heady story.
Google Ads versus Google My Business. Google My Business, always be working on that. Google Ads.
It's not too. They're not. It's mutually exclusive things.
No, they're certainly not.
Yeah.
You should be constantly posting it. For us with all the Facebook stuff, we're continually posting that stuff on our Google My Business. And then for the Google Ads, again, it's an additional thing to it. Google My Business is going to be more long-term. What you're putting on there should be impacting and hopefully influencing people there.
Hey, Clay, your brother
Here
said
we go.
you can't have the
Google My
Jägermeister.
Business. It's your home address.
Gonna go
And
get some?
Google Ads are the flyers you put up around the school, giving everyone your address. Two different things. You gotta have both.
Yeah.
And now it's in the party.
Because now we know the party's at. The Bobby's house.
Is that Eddie's house or Bobby's house? All right. So Brendan wants to know. Well, Gary said, "Who's the better fisherman?"
Not me.
Definitely not Bobby. Ben is pretty good, but I've only ice fished with him. Haven't open water fished with him just yet.
Oh, whoa.
Some
I have
very
blocked
slow.
Megan Lights from the bookkeeping group like 4 times. What's she doing back?
She must have started another profile.
He just likes Megan.
Megan, there's plenty of beer in these 25-ounce cans. If you need one, I still got about 3/4 of a beer left in here. I can drop you some.
Here we go.
This is almost too much Busch Light at a time.
Yeah, because it's going to
It
get
starts
warm.
to get warm. It's kind of like Edward 40 hands.
Yeah.
Just called you out.
Rude.
Also,
Terrible.
I think she's on to you. I think she's on to you.
Which is
Oh, Trevor
I
says,
think she's hitting on you. Trevor says, what's Bobby do business wise?
not much.
He gets reviews or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the number one Google review getter. That's his
I've got
business.
a business very similar, like what Rock does, same kind of stuff.
If you need Google reviews, I think Bob's got a lot of people overseas on the Fiverr thing, whatever the hell it is, and he's just, the Fiverr, and he's just getting Google reviews for people based on like fake profiles over in the China.
Megan, I did not blow you off. I said I can't commit to dinner, but I said I would be hanging out with you. So
That sounds like you know, a little bit of
semantics, right?
yeah.
Maybe? No?
Trevor says, "How do we do that? I don't know what. How do we do what? No such thing as too much bush. I'll drink to that. Then again, I'll drink to pretty much anything.
I'll do a Google review class. If that's fine.
Oh yeah, the Google reviews. Trevor and Ben. So Trevor works for Ben. They do have a lot of wiggle room on marketing.
Dark web shenanigans. That's how Bobby does. And the dark web.
Dark webs.
Dark web. Well, I don't get my Google reviews there, but I do get my gummy bears there.
Ew. What kind of gummy bears you talking about?
Dark web. Gummy
Dark
bears.
web gummy bears. I like it. I feel with your shirt, with the color of your shirts, you just look like
Siamese
another.
twins.
Yeah, you are. You are growing off of Rob's shoulder. Maybe he's heady.
I would say none of us are like God.
Hey, Megan, you go get nice job. And call me when you have 600 reviews. See if you're feasting.
That sounds like a challenge,
Hey,
Megan.
where's Peter? Do we need to bring him on?
Megan does have enough businesses where I feel like, you know, she
What's the
can
verdict?
work that.
I don't know. I bet I have more reviews for my one business than you guys all heard combined.
Well, right now, but she has 6 places to catch up to you.
I'll make a bet that she won't with all 6.
I like that bet.
1 year. 1 week. To beat Bobby. Cheers. Beauty Bob.
What's funny is Bobby's got all these Google reviews. No, I'm not gonna go there.
But he still needs more attention.
What? What?
I was gonna make fun of your profitability and try to transition Google reviews into like how much is Google paying you for all those reviews that you got?
Well, here's the deal. I earned 50 cents of profit in my business for every Google review.
Yeah, I mean, so if you get another Google review right now, it's like,
Can you pay for dinner?
that's 2 gumballs, baby. That might be some gummy bears, but different kind of
If
gummy.
I had $1 for every dollar of profit I'd have about $30. I've been drinking, but you know what I'm gonna
Enough
try.
for 2 Papa John's pizzas. Allow myself to introduce myself.
David Flippin, what's up?
What do we got here?
I met him for the first time in Myrtle Beach. Super nice guy.
Good guys in my backyard. Flip likes to buy expensive, shiny rigs, and he's like, I don't want to deal with anything. I just want it to all work.
Tiny rigs can't be trusted. They're
Now,
like,
when they get stolen out of your parking lot,
they're like skinny cooks.
Fat personal trainers.
it's an oxymoron. What's going on here? Everything. I'm almost out of beer. Should have less than I had to dance last weekend. Yeah, my father-in-law, usually when he comes over, instead of drinking all my beer, he leaves good beer behind. That's how you know you have a good father. My beer fridge has some good beers in it, not just the Busch Lights that I keep in there for safety stock. So, Bobby, you telling us any story, or what are you doing?
What do you gotta do? They can earn it, but they haven't.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get back to hanging out with those guys. Rob, you got any closing thoughts?
She'll be huge.
So you had the huge convention in late August. I'm not gonna tell Bobby, but don't like if you see me go live within the next couple of hours, assume Bobby's going on the Heady story, and I'll throw it up on Good Live so you guys get the full feel of BBB. Maybe if it's feeling not too inappropriate, maybe no promises. Maybe keep it on the high just in case. All right, everybody. That's it. Good night. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Maybe yes.